Stop right there, criminal scum. You violated my mother.
New game came out today. That's right. A new game. A game that's actually been pretty highly anticipated for the year. A game that, like, I made a video about this just recently, where I was raving about the character creation and how much I think this is a great advertisement for the game itself. And this is Dragon's Dogma 2. Now, if you want to, I recommend go watching that video. And in that video, just to summarize a little bit, I was talking about how great the character creation is, how they released it early as like a bit of a demo so you can get, you know, your pawn set up, ready to go when the day comes that Dragon's Dogma finally gets released. You can get straight into the game, have your pawn set up, jump into it without having to spend hours and hours, because the character creation itself was very, very detailed, which I loved. I thought the character creation for it was great, and I was saying in that video as well that I think Dragon's Dogma, from the gameplay that I had seen, from like what people were saying about how the second game looks like a massive improvement from the first game, and the first game was actually reviewed pretty decently, but was still like a bit of, you know, as much as it got reviewed as a pretty good game, not many people have played it over the years, and I talked about that in my previous video, but I was saying about how this looks like it has potential to be Game of the Year. That's what it looks like. So let's check in on the game, shall we? How is the game doing at the moment? Mixed reviews. Oh, that's never good. Dragon's Dogma 2 currently is sitting on Steam with mixed reviews. It's not as bad as it was earlier in the day. I saw this get posted on Twitter, and this was floating around Twitter as well. At some point, it was mostly negative. That's right. And you're probably like, Donnie, I already have a conception from your title, and even before that, I could already make up my mind about why the hell is this game getting so many bad reviews, considering that it looked like a great game. Well, two fucking reasons. Two reasons. And these two reasons have been fucking haunting modern day games for a long fucking time now. And to be honest, it's almost like it's getting old. That's how bad it fucking is. And that is terrible optimization and microtransactions. So we're going to go over the first one because I feel like the first one's pretty self-explanatory. Is terrible optimization. So in terms of Dragon's Dogma 2, it takes a very hefty toll on your computer. Now, I myself haven't played Dragon's Dogma 2 because, like I said in my previous video, is that I was waiting for the game to come out because, you know, I'm trying not to spend too much money on video games. So I'm waiting for the game to come out, see what people say about it, and then make up my mind on that. But I have my best mate is playing it, and then I've also looked at people online in terms of a majority of the time I'm looking at Steam reviews or what people have said on Twitter about the game. So I'm going to pull up a lot of Steam reviews that have been talking about the game. So this is what happens when it comes to optimization. And this guy right here says no FOV slider, which I think is fucking insane. The fact that the game doesn't have an FOV slider. Apparently it constantly dips below 60 frames per second. And also the game is using Denuvo. Now, if you don't know what Denuvo is, it's an anti-piracy software that a lot of games, you know, a lot of companies put into their game to help it, you know, prevent being pirated. But the bad thing about Denuvo is that, as it says here, this is from Wikipedia, this is the criticism of Denuvo, is that it uses a lot of your CPU and it has extensive writing operations on storage components, the latter potentially causing significant lifespan reductions to your SSDs. So basically, what Denuvo does is that even though it's an anti-piracy software and you think that like, oh, it shouldn't be too bad, like how would this? It tanks your CPU really bad and it puts an unnecessary amount of stress on your CPU. And Dragon's Dogma 2, like my best mate was saying that apparently when you go into like a town, like when you're out and just, you know, walking around and stuff like that, it's not too bad. But when you go into town and there's a lot of NPCs around, the frames and your computer kind of tanks it like a lot. Like the game is already putting so much pressure on your CPU and GPU, and then the fact that Denuvo is there as well is just kind of tanking your CPU even more and putting even more pressure onto your computer than what it already has. You know, it's almost like my mate has a pretty, like, decent computer. It's not a very, like, high-end computer like nowadays with, like, a 4090 or anything like that. But he would have, like, he has a solid rig. Like, it's not too far off what I have. Like, I have a 5900X, like, a Ryzen 9 5900X and a 3080 Ti. I would say that, like, he has like, a 38, just a normal 3080, and I can't remember exactly what CPU, but it's pretty a decent CPU. And he can run most games at really good FPS. But when it's come to Dragon's Dogma, it's tanking a lot because of, like, apparently he reckons it's because of the amount of NPCs and due to your pawns as well, is that they are the ones that are tanking some of the frames. Now, one good thing about this is that Capcom have already acknowledged this and they have said that they are looking to fix this. They kind of know what the reason is, why it's getting tanked so much. But at the same time, it's just like, if you knew, like, I know you have a date to push a game out, but like, I mean, if it's optimization, like, just come out and say, hey guys, we'll just have to push it back a week. Just, I know you guys have been waiting, but like, you know, we don't want to release a terrible game or any shit like that. Like, fucking hell, man. Now, obviously, the second bad thing about this game is its fucking microtransactions. And I'm just going to say this straight off the bat. Is that, I don't know what it is in USD. I think it's like $75 fucking dollars or something like that. Once again, like I've said many times, I live here in Australia. This game is just the normal version of this game is $108. $108 fucking dollars. The deluxe edition is $123. Why the fuck? And I'm going to say it multiple times, that the microtransactions that are added into this game, you don't have to buy them. You can earn you can earn all of the things that are considered microtransactions. You can earn them in the game, but that does not take away the fact that the game itself, the standard game, is $108 fucking dollars, and then they are putting all these. This is all the microtransactions in total. Explorer's camping kit, Dragon's Dogma music, which, I mean, that's kind of fair enough. Like, you know, having a sound collection, that's fair enough. I wouldn't really count that as, like, you know, microtransaction. It's just, you know, a little addition. We got a smoke beacons, heartfelt pendant, rift incense, makeshift jail key, art of fucking whatever. That's a character editor, port crystal, wake stones, all the way up to, like, you know, A, B, C, D, E, 500, 1500, and 2500 fucking rift crystals. There is all in total, it's $63. So really, if you wanted to, like, you know, be an idiot and go ahead and buy the game, like, you know, it's standard edition or it's deluxe edition, it's pretty much almost going to cost you like almost 160 Australian dollars. 160 Australian fucking dollars. That to me is just stupid, and it's absolutely insane. And you might be like, Donnie, what are some of the things that, like, you have to that are these microtransactions? Well, in order to edit your character's appearance in a single player game, you can spend $2. $2 fucking dollars. Now, yes, like I said, you can earn this in the game, but I have a feeling, and this is what a lot of microtransactions are added into games for, is that microtransactions are added into games to kind of block something off. Now, even though you can earn this in the game, I felt like if the base game was there was big possibility that you could just go ahead and freely edit your characters. But then Capcom publishing side of things, because I'm going to say about the devs, because the devs are completely different to this. Do not go with the devs whatsoever. But the publishing side of Capcom went, hey, wait a minute. We want to make some extra money off this. Characters? No, they're not allowed to edit anymore. Put an item in the game, and then also we're going to make it where you can buy that item for fucking $2 as well. So we're going to gatekeep that by just, you know, adding an item onto fucking having to edit your characters. Really? I have to use something to edit my characters, and then I can pay fucking like $2 for that shit. Are you for real? Now, like this guy says as well, this guy has recommended the game, and he says you don't have to spend $2 to change the look of your character. You spend 500 RC, which you also can pay for. Just remember that as well, which is what you pay for. So you pay for the 500, you know, rift crystals. And then from killing monsters at the Pawn Guild vendor, you get an item to bring to the barber who gives you the option to change your appearance with it. Yes, you change anything. I don't agree with the microtransactions. Good. And you hate the performance issues, and it's scummy for them. Just drop all the microtransactions. I'm mentioning it before, but reviewers are wrong about the $1.99 appearance change. Now, no, they're not necessarily wrong. Like, they're not saying that you need $2 to pay for it. Yeah, you kind of do. Otherwise, you have to, like, do all this other shit just to get it. It's fucking pay for convenience. A game that is already 108 Australian dollars or 75 USD, whatever the hell it is in American dollars. I should not have to fucking have anything that has pay for convenience in the game. Obviously, they have paid walled some of these things, which can still be earned in game. But I reckon, I 100% think, like, this is just my theory, and you can disagree with me if you want, but there is 100% chance, or a fucking 99.9% chance, that some of the things that were blocked in the game that you have to pay with, some of the in-game currency that you can earn, is that initially you didn't have to pay for these things. The developers themselves would have made the game and say, hey, this is the game. And then the publishing side would have come in and said, like, make them pay for that, pay for that, pay for that. And also the currency that they pay for this stuff, yeah, we're going to make it where it's a fucking microtransaction as well. That's what I am convinced is what's happened with this game, which to me is fucking disappointing because I have heard great things about the gameplay. My best mate who's been playing this game like all fucking day, he said that he's not refunding the game because yes, he's pissed off about microtransactions, the optimization. The optimization will be getting fixed, but the microtransactions to me will stay forever. It won't fucking go. But he said that the game itself, the gameplay, it's Dragon's Dogma 1, but improved. And that's what I've seen from all the positive reviews that are on Steam itself, is that besides the microtransactions and optimization, which is a shit thing because that is riddling games these days. And to me personally, from what I have heard, from what I've seen, if it wasn't for like the bad optimization and the microtransactions, I would see this game having like a very positive review score, or if not overwhelmingly positive, because when it's come to the gameplay itself and the game itself, is that it's basically Dragon's Dogma 1, but just like improved. And like I said, that game was initially good. Like that game was reviewed very well. It like got it's like I think the Dark Risen version or whatever the hell it's called, the remastered version of it that came out a few years after its release. It's like got an 81 or something like that on Metacritic, and the user score for it is pretty good as well. So to me, like if it wasn't for the trash microtransactions and optimization, is that this game could be, you know, an overwhelmingly positive game and actually potential for Game of the Year. But once again, publishers are just getting fucking greedy by making their games super expensive and then chucking fucking microtransactions into it as well and releasing the game when it's obviously not finished for optimization. And this to me happens too fucking much these days. It happens way too much, and at this point, I'm getting sick and tired of it. I was thinking about buying this game, but you know what? As much as the game sounds fun, and I've heard a lot of great things about it, I'm sticking to my guns recently when it's come to like, you know, wanting to speak more with my wallet, and I'm gonna speak against this because I don't want to support any game that's a single player game and has any kind of microtransactions in it whatsoever. I don't want to support that shit. I'm sorry, but that's just me. I mean, if you're still going to play this game, that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to tell you not to play this game. I'm going to tell you, you know, you make up your own decisions. If you're fine with the microtransaction and your PC can handle it, or you're fine with Capcom, you know, wanting to fix it, or whatever the hell it may be, that's absolutely fine. But me personally, I won't be, because I don't want to support this fucking bullshit. But let me know what you guys think about this down below. Are you buying it? Are you not buying it? Have you already bought it? Have you refunded it? Are you enjoying the game so far? What do you think about the microtransactions and the optimization? Is it as bad as I say, or do you think it's not actually that bad? But let me know down below. That's it from me. Peace out.